this, Harold? Well, it's like a napkin. Just, no. Okay. Wow! Look at this, Harold! Is that terrific? Perfect! What a day! I'll tell you, Harold, I don't understand it. Other guys seem to be getting ahead. You and me, we ain't going nowhere. That's a great idea. Night school, I never thought about that. I could take up Latin. Yeah, there's not much call for Latin. How about Greek? Here's your favorite arcade. Hi, Mr. Crosby.
Well, Ozzie, you're right on time today.
Yeah, well, you know how it is. Me and Harold, we got to make our rounds. When you got a job of work to do, well, then you better do it. What's that? Oh, Harold wants me to thank you because you're so nice and you don't run us off and chase us like some other people do.
Don't mention it. Harold, we pinball fanciers have to stick together.
I like the ones with the flippers. Harold likes them all. Well, I better get back to work.
I already put the trash out back.
You're right, Harold. He's a terrific guy. Very nice. Right off, Harold. A swell piece of wood. Boy, oh boy. Here's another good piece, too, isn't it? And the little nails in there, terrific.
Well, there he is, the man of the hour.
What are you two doing here?
Just trying to make a living, Mr. Crosby, just like you.
I already told you I'm happy with the equipment I've got. I don't need any more.
We told you it's time to replace this junk, didn't we?
With games from your company at inflated rentals, the answer is still no.
Now, what do you think would happen to your business if your machine started breaking down? I mean, like this.
Hey, what are you doing?
And this.
Hey!
Mr. Crosby, what's going on?
Ozzie, get the police.
Get him.
Come on, Harold. Just keep going. I don't know where. Just go. Take my hand, Harold.
What do you think? Don't worry about him. He's just a derelict.
Print it. Beautiful. Beautiful call, Colt.
Oh, thanks, Harlan.
Just hope I look mean enough for you up there.
Don't worry about that. That's up to the actors to W stuntmen in the close-ups. Okay, first team.
You pack a mean punch, Colt.
You're supposed to let him miss you, Howie.
Well, I couldn't remember if it was 1-2 punch or 1-2-3 punch.
I'll just call it an adjustment.
Okay.
Colt! Yo, Colt!
Hi, Ozzie.
Hey, don't forget to say hello to Harold.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Harold.
Harold's here.
Hi, Harold.
Hey, that's a terrific suit, Colt. How much did that cost?
Hey, you know, Ozzie, if you're looking for a job, we
Oh, no. Me and Harold, we got our regular scavenger room. You want to see the swell stuff we got today?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, Harold. We lost our whole cart and a bag, and I'm in terrible trouble.
What kind of trouble are you in, Ozzie?
Well, you know, Mr. Crosby, two men broke up his pinball machines, and then they broke Mr. Crosby.
Ozzie, why don't you call the police?
That's what I was supposed to do! Call the police! That's what Mr. Crosby
Ozzie, calm
said.
down.
Ozzie, call the police! I forgot! Why didn't you remind me? They're after
making a
us.
scene.
We're in terrible trouble. You gotta help us.
Ozzie, we'll do what we can to help.
See, I told you he'll help us.
Hello.
Towler, what the hell is the matter with you?
Mr. Stanford? What's the matter? What's wrong?
Why didn't you tell me what happened this morning?
Didn't want to bother you, sir.
Bother me? You are supposed to be spreading our merchandise, not eliminating its consumers.
It was an accident.
An accident. Newspaper says it was murder. There were, I am sure, no witnesses?
Oh, no. Just some bum hangs around up here. No one the police would listen to.
Now listen, you, that is not for you to decide. Towler, I want you and Sheen to find this bum, and I want you to make certain that no one will ever listen to him again.
President Reagan was also in the news today as he met with the Japanese Prime Minister. Both men are expected to be concerning the current flood of Japanese merchandise that has hit the U.S. shores.
Colt, I want you to know we're tired of being in your way, and we're not going to stay here with you anymore. And we're going to go away.
Well, wait a minute. The whole reason you stayed up here is so Colt could take you to the police today. You remember that?
Yes, we need your help in that murder investigation, you remember? Now, you sit back down there and don't you move, you hear me? Now, just give me a couple of minutes to get dressed, okay?
Colt, where do you want Harold to sit and not move?
On the table's fine.
Colt?
What?
Harold has to move a little bit. He has a niche on his left arm. He has to scratch it.
Well, tell Harold to scratch wherever he has to, okay?
Colt!
What?
Harold says thank you.
Yeah, well, tell him he's welcome.
You're welcome. Where you going? He said to sit here, not move. You're right. We're grown-ups. We could do whatever we want. Come on, we'll catch a hitch down the road.
We can't sit here all day, Bert.
The guy knew Crosby. If he hangs out here all the time, he'll come back.
Damned if you weren't right. Look.
Well, thanks for the lift.
Come on.
I know it's dangerous, Harold, but we left some very good stuff behind Mr. Crosby's place. That sneaker did so fit me. Almost.
We want to talk to you.
Well, we don't want to talk to you. Hit him, Harold.
Harold!
He's out cold. Never mind. Let's just pick him up and get out of here.
What's going on?
Not to worry, officer. Our buddy here just started drinking a little early.
Well, see that he gets home.
Right.
Okay, pal, take it easy. That's it. You're under arrest.
You're making a serious mistake, officer.
Come on.
Thank you.
Oh, this is excellent. This is the best chocolate mousse I've had since...
Since the last chocolate mousse, I bet.
Oh, stabbed right in my weakness for chocolate.
Carrie's just trying to be modest, Mr. Stanford. She made the dessert.
Ah, well. You see, I keep telling you she's going to make a very good wife.
That's what I love about you, Uncle Hugh. You're so subtle.
Oh, Carrie, none of this would mean anything if I didn't have a loving family around me.
Well, sometimes I do think about my father.
When my brother walked out on his family and on his business, he was telling us very clearly that he just wanted to forget about us.
I suppose you're right.
That's a good girl.
Colt, how do you wind up in jail?
I don't know. Ozzie's Ozzie. He'll never change.
Hi. Colt, we've been involved in some strange things. This is the strangest.
Terry, there's nothing strange about Ozzie getting arrested. It happens all the time.
He's acting very peculiar.
Nothing strange about that. Ozzie acts peculiar all the time.
He had no idea where he was or how he got there.
Look, I hate to say it, but it still sounds like our little Ozzie.
Colt, does assaulting an officer with no reason sound like something Ozzie would do?
He did that.
He did that?
You guys don't seem to understand. He is so out of it that not only didn't he think to call you when they brought him in, he didn't even think to call me.
Well, how'd you know he was here?
The police notified me. I'm on Ozzie's record as kind of his permanent bondsman.
Terry, I know Ozzie's a little odd, but I can't believe he's gone as far off as you say.
Take your hands off me. I can assure you I can find my way out by myself. I can further assure you, young man, I'll have your badge for this outrageous false arrest.
Ozzie. Ozzie.
Ozzie?
Are you speaking to me?
He's certainly not talking to Harold.
Well, if he's speaking to Harold, he's speaking to me. I'm Harold Stanford.
Harold Stanford. Come on, you know me, Colt Seavers.
Colt? Sounds like some sort of a gun. Miss Michaels, thank you very much for putting up my bail, although I have no idea what happened.
Do you remember anything?
Well, I remember being in my own office. I remember being in a struggle. I remember being hit. And the next thing I knew, I was outdoors being manhandled by two men, and the police came and helped them. If it hadn't been for my reflexes, I never would have fought them off.
What about the murder you saw down on the pier?
A murder on a pier. Miss Michaels, if this young man is a friend of yours, I suggest you get him some professional help. As for me, I have no time. I must get home.
Do you know where home is?
Of course, Beverly Hills.
Mr. Stanford, as Miss Michaels' associates, we'd be happy to give you a ride home.
Thank you.
The truck right there.
Truck.
He can destroy me. He can destroy my business. Since I took over Stanford Games from my brother 5 years ago, business here has improved 500%.
One guy that's all just messing things up. Just one guy.
Who'd have thought that little guy could have been so tough?
Did you at least discover who he is?
Yeah, we did some checking with the police. Here's a picture. The only name they got on the guy is Ozzie. When we got to the station, they were waiting for his bail to come through any minute.
This can't be.
You know this guy?
Yeah, yes, I've seen him. Last time I saw him was 5 years ago.
Mr. Stanford, are you all right? Mr. Stanford?
Now listen, from now on, you two are going to stay very close to me because we've got to be prepared. This man is dead. He's got to be.
Mr. Seavers, I've been in many exotic cars, but I must admit I've never seen one like this before.
Sure you have, Ozzie, lots of times.
How many times do I have to tell you I'm not Ozzie?
Kid, he's Harold now, remember?
Thank you. What I was trying to say before I was interrupted was, why, this truck has all the amenities of a car.
Well, that's the way they make them these days.
I didn't know that. Why, last month I was off-roading with Paul Newman in his new 78. He didn't have any of this.
New 78? That was 5 years ago.
5 years. 5 years, Mr. Seavers. Mr. Seavers, your friend is in need of a good doctor. And I don't mean for his body.
Colt.
Harold, you're telling me that you really believe it's 1978 and that you've been off-road racing with Paul Newman?
And why wouldn't I? I know many people in show business. Many of them come to me for financial advice.
That's it, Colt. This is the one who needs the doctor, not me.
Hold on, kid. Harold, this business advice, these guys come to you for it because you're so successful?
Well, of course. I have a huge company. We manufacture pinball machines and slot machines, things like that. Pull right in here. Everybody at the Palm knows Harold Stanford.
Yeah, well, I guess we could all use some lunch.
crazy. Ozzie's gone so far off the deep end, he's never gonna come back.
Yeah, well, I don't know, kid. I didn't meet him till 79. And nobody else knew Ozzie for very long then either. Something's going on, and I want to get to the bottom of it.
We'll get to the bottom, all right. Our bottom's when they toss us out of this place.
Well, let's give it a try.
Yes. My usual table, Frank.
I beg your pardon, sir? Mr. Stanford? Is that really you?
Well, who else would I be, Frank?
Those clothes.
Yes, I don't know where they came from. And this ridiculous baseball cap.
I'll have a table for you and your friends right away, sir.
Thank you very much.
Excuse me, you know this man?
Of course. Mr. Stanford used to eat in here all the time. In fact, I don't know why he stopped.
Stop. Frank, I had dinner here 3 nights ago.
I beg your pardon, sir. It's been years, not days, since we've seen you.
You mean like, say, 5 years?
As a matter of fact, that sounds just about right. Tony!
5 years? Have I lost 5 years?
Ozzie, it must have been that struggle you told us about. You said you were hit on the head.
Also hazy. I don't remember who it was with or what it was about.
You got to keep trying. I mean, if somebody's after you, you won't be safe until you know who.
It was someone I trusted, someone I was very close to. And they betrayed me, and I confronted them alone.
Yeah, but according to your arrest report, you can take care of yourself pretty well.
Well, I was a Golden Gloves champion 100 pounds ago.
Well, if you and this guy were close, he would have known that.
Well, of course he would have known that. And that's why he attacked me from behind. Oh, I have a daughter that hasn't seen me in 5 years. I've got to get home.
Mr. Stanford, your table's ready.
He lost his appetite.
Thank you. Hey, wait a minute. You can't take that car.
Well, he hasn't forgotten how to drive. That son of a gun could race with Newman. Now what? I think we'd better just sit tight.
Suppose this house really is Ozzie's. I mean, Harold's.
The way this day is shaping up, it sure could be.
Yes?
Carrie?
Dad?
Oh, my babe. Oh, my babe.
Baby? Baby. Baby. Oh, my sweetheart. You're so sweet. You're so beautiful. You're so beautiful. Daddy's so happy to see you. Come on, sweetheart. You're fine. You're fine, Angel.
What's going on here? Harold.
Oh, Hugh, I'm so glad to see you. My baby fainted.
Mr. Stanford, it's him. It's the guy we've been looking for.
Hugh? You're the one hit me. You're the one did it. You tried to kill me.
I thought I'd succeeded. I'm very sorry, Harold. But I'm not ready to give up all of this yet. You're gonna have to disappear again, my dear brother, permanently.
Come on! No, pal. You're not getting a chance to clobber us again.
How do you like that? Back for 5 minutes and already he's being chauffeured around.
The only thing is, that's not what Harold came for. He wanted to be home.
Damn, we're being followed.
Hang on, kid.
What's the matter with that nut?
Maybe it's just a coincidence.
That's no coincidence.
That nut is my friend.
Look out, I can't hold it.
He tried to kill me, Mr. Severs, my own brother.
Okay, let me get this straight. 5 years ago, you were the head of Stanford Games, which is an outfit that makes slot machines, pinball machines, things like that, right?
And Hugh worked for me, and I trusted him. I was going over the books one night, and I discovered he'd been embezzling from the company.
That's the same night you went to him about it?
That's right. I had a small game on my desk. It was an antique. We had a struggle, and he must have hit me with it.
He must have thought you were dead and stashed the body somewhere.
Yeah, the authorities were only told that you were psychologically upset and that you had disappeared. That way, if they found the body, Stanford would be off the hook.
Only instead of dying, you pulled through. As Ozzie.
I studied that at Yale, Psych 21. See, the mind represses pain by forgetting it and becoming somebody else.
Yeah, and that would have been that, except for as Ozzie, you saw the two men kill your friend on the pier.
Same two men have been after you ever since. And they work for your brother.
Embezzlement, murder, and extortion. Sounds like a nice guy.
Now that Harold's mind is back, all he has to do is tell the police everything, right?
Doesn't work that way, Howie. Ozzie was, how shall I put it, an eccentric individual. Between that and the story your brother gave out, your sanity would definitely be called into question.
Young lady, I'm as sane as anyone in this room. I see what you mean. There's no reason for anyone to believe my story, not unless we had the evidence.
Well, what we need is evidence that your brother was embezzling and of his strong-arm tactics.
Well, the company records are the only answer. 5 years ago, they were already filled with improprieties.
So they must be a real wreck by now.
They'd be impossible to obtain. Hugh would never turn them over.
You wouldn't really have to turn them over if you knew where they were kept.
Yeah. It's Tower.
Where are you?
Well, Sheen and I are at my place. We just got here.
Have you learned anything new?
Well, according to the Santa Monica police, Harold Stanford's bail was posted by, you can give me that piece of paper. Hold on a second. It was posted by Terry Michaels, professional bondsman.
Well, what about the two men with the truck?
Well, the woman's name's public record. Now, those two guys, they're something else again.
Those two guys have Harold with them, Towler. Now, you can wager on that with any one of those bookmakers you're so fond of.
Well, look, we got their license number, so as soon as the DMV opens in the morning, we'll be there to check it out.
Yes, you do that. And then you take whatever steps are necessary. Is that very clear?
Very clear.
Uncle Hugh, can I talk to you?
Of course, darling.
Carrie's very upset, Mr. Stanford, about her father.
Well, frankly, Richard, she isn't the only one. There's been a very trying day.
I just don't know what to make of it. Dad was here. He was right outside the door. And he hugged me just like when I was a little girl.
And then he ran off. That's a hell of a homecoming, don't you think?
Carrie, I haven't wanted to say anything about this, but... Sit down. Darling, I know why he ran away this time.
You do?
It's because he saw me. Your father is not the same man he was, darling. He has delusions.
Delusions, Uncle Hugh. You can't mean that.
Oh, I'm afraid I do. He was raving. He was ranting at me. He actually accused me of trying to kill him.
But what? How could he have felt this way? I mean, what could have made him be this way?
He was always high-strung, Carrie. Always. That's one of the reasons why we could never agree on how to run the business.
Are you saying that the reason he disappeared to begin with was because it got to him?
No, darling. I'm saying he needs help. That's why we've got to do everything in our power to contact him, so that I can do whatever is best for him to get treatment.
You're talking about doctors, aren't you? About putting him in an institution.
Richard, that's my father.
But, Carrie, it's the only way. That's why I'm asking you, please, if he gets in touch with you again, let me know, so that I can do whatever I can to help him. It's for his own good.
When I was in charge, alarms covered all the windows, but the roof was clear.
Your brother may have beefed up the security.
There's only one way to find out. Come on. Harold, this will give you a little security.
Thank you.
Bet you never expected to play Spider-Man, did you?
Beg your pardon?
Spider-Man. You know. The guy in the red and blue long johns.
Never mind, kid. That was after Harold's time. Come on. What's wrong, Harold?
This is not a very dignified way to re-enter my business.
Well, we'd like it better if you had a key. Come on.
Okay, take it easy. Just take it easy.
Terrific.
Sounds like Brother Hugh has added to security.
My office is down here. In the past, it's taken a security service company at least 5 minutes to get here.
How long to get to the company records?
Less than that, I hope. It's locked. Well, of course, but I assume someone such as yourself would have a proficiency with locks.
Well, I'll take that as a compliment.
Can't be more than a couple minutes left.
Not these. Nor these. But these.
That's it. We got to be out of time.
Harold.
I don't understand it, Mr. Sievers. They're not here. The true records of the company are not here. They must be at the house.
Oh, where at the house? It's a mighty big place.
There's one natural place where they would be. I'm sure of it. They've got to be there.
Shh, listen. What happened to the alarm? Shh. Somebody's coming. Close it up, Harold.
That's for sure.
Yeah. We'll give them time to get to the next floor. Then we'll get out of here. You need some help, Harold?
Did you see me climb up here? I'm a naturally athletic person. Ah!
Knocked himself out. Let's get him out of here.
Boy, am I glad to get out of there.
Well, I don't know if we could be arrested for helping Harold break into his own company, but I sure didn't want to find out.
Colt, what are you doing here? What happened to them guys?
Guys? Well, I got a funny feeling about this.
I had a funny feeling Harold must be too heavy in his lap.
Harold, I knew it. He's forgotten everything.
Go fast, Colt.
It looks like our Ozzie is back with us.
Make any noise. I'm gonna get out of here as fast as I can and not be a burden to Colt and Howie. I am not chicken. You were the one who wanted to run away the last time, you remember? What do you mean that was different?
Ozzie, what are you doing out here?
Hiya, Colt. Hiya, Howie.
Where were you going?
There was a big noise in the house. An eagle dropped a rock on the roof. Harold got so scared. Then he got all cramped from being scared. Then he said, let's go for a walk. He gets cramped. He's got bad feet. All right, I'll tell him.
Tell us what?
Me and Harold, we've been around for a long time, and we know we ain't good for nothing, especially now.
Ozzie, that's not how it is. You're our friend. Both of you.
Right.
We feel like two jerks. We've been up all night long. We were pressing our brains together, trying to think about what you told us about that man, Hugh Stanford, and how, but where's his hidden business records? What's business records?
What about Harold? Does he know anything?
For a while there, he thought so. But then things got fuzzier and fuzzier. What? Now it's all gone, and that's what we should be gone.
Ozzie. Now, look, don't you understand that you guys can't go anywhere and be safe until we do something about this Hugh Stanford?
But what can we do?
Well, that's what Colt and I have been pressing our brains about all night.
You got a plan. You hear that, Harold? Colt and Howie got a swell plan. What?
Ozzie, a lot of this plan depends on you and Harold. Now, what we're going to do is take you to the studio and get you all dressed up in some nice clothes.
Very nice.
And then you, with Harold's help, are going to pretend to be him.
Me? To be Harold? He talks all funny.
Well, Ozzie, you've got to talk the same way. Can you do that?
Hey, Colt, is this a real bathtub with hot water comes in and everything?
Ozzie.
Harold says try it, so we'll try it.
Okay, get on the phone in the studio. Tell Jack and Wardrobe we're coming over.
Okay. Tell Jack and Wardrobe that Harold likes to wear cowboy clothes. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, giddy up.
Hello? Yes. It's for you, Mr. Towler.
Yes. Excuse me, darling.
Certainly.
Yeah, what is it?
Yes?
Miss Banks to see Mr. Stanford?
Okay.
Now, don't forget, make Stanford go for the records. We'll do the rest.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
Hey, Ozzie, you're Harold now.
Good show.
Okay. All right, kid, let's go.
Well, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. But I would rather be out with my cart and my bag.
Now cut that out. You're supposed to be Harold, remember?
I'll remember. Come on, Harold. Don't let me forget.
If the truck is registered to Colt Severs, then Severs is the one who's protecting my brother. Now, do you know where to find him?
Yep, got the address right here.
Well, good. Then you know what to do.
Uncle Hugh, Dad's here and he wants to talk to you.
Tell her, listen, forget everything I just said and simply get here as quickly as you can.
My, what a lovely room.
Dad, it's just like you left it. Uncle Hugh and I like it that way.
Harold, what in the hell are you doing here?
That's a very nice tie, Huey. Did you buy that new?
Harold, remember your position. This is your house.
Harold, I think you and I ought to talk alone.
There'll be no need for that. As a matter of fact, the reason we came was to get everything out in the open.
Who are you?
My name is Jody Banks. I've been hired by Mr. Stanford here as his representative.
What, are you an attorney?
I'm an investigator. And thanks to my client here, I now have enough information to bring charges against you.
What are you talking about, Dad?
I'm talking about embezzlement, Miss Stanford. And murder.
We came here to let you do the honorable thing and give yourself up.
Harold, you're insane! Carrie, I keep telling you he needs help. He keeps making these ridiculous accusations.
We have proof.
Proof? What? Oh. Oh, you're the people who broke into my plant last night. Well, not even my perfect brother can find something that isn't there.
We broke into this house, too, and we found what we wanted. And you know the place I mean. I know where the papers are. After all, this is my house.
You can't have broken in here.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Stanford. Let's go.
Harold, did you see that? He's like a real hero.
Never mind, come on!
So it is true.
Get in the front seat!
How about Harold?
Him too!
In the front seat, Harold. Colt, you got it.
Come on! All right, after them.
Fast enough, Ozzie, I hope.
We love when you go fast.
We're not going to be able to outrun them. What are we going to do? I wonder how good our suspension really is.
That's the only way, kid. What we need is a freeway. Colt, there's no on-ramp around here. There will be in a minute.
We're gonna need a new suspension, Colt.
Yeah, well, it's worth it, kid. It's definitely worth it.
Carrie, your uncle and his men were arraigned today. With all the evidence the police have, they'll be put away for a long time.
I just can't believe my Uncle Hugh would do something like that.
I know.
Well, he probably lived his whole life in the shadow of your father. He wanted more.
Coming home really builds up an appetite, doesn't it, Ozzie?
Hey, Ozzie, take it easy. We still got dessert yet.
Aren't these swell things, Colt? Boy, you don't find any swell fellas like this just in any old alley. Hal and me, we know. Harold says, you know them black dots that we ate before? That's caviar. He used to have it all the time.
Ozzie. Ozzie, does he remember where he had it?
Harold said that he made a mistake and he used to have oysters.
Sorry, Carrie. That's the way Ozzie is.
It's okay, Cole. I'll wait.
Miss Stanford, Harold wanted me to tell you something. He says that he loves you, Miss Stanford.
Will you tell him that I love him too?